I talk a little bit about, something that you can use both at home and at the workplace, right? So let's say in terms of the workplace, there's what we call your circle of influence and those that are outside of your circle of influence. So it's very important to understand those two, those two things, because in most cases, you cannot influence everything. So you really have to identify what you can influence at work and also at home. There are things like, for example, our election. You can influence a little bit, but not all, right? Then at work as well, you have to identify, for example, everything that you can do for a customer. You do your best, but in the end, it's still the customer decisions, right? So that's beyond your, let's say, circle. So you really need to work on the things that you can influence as a person. Yeah, as a salesperson or as a leader or as a manager, it's very important that you understand those two. Yeah, what is within and what is beyond your circle of influence. Maybe the other thing that I always try to also tell my colleagues, again, this is also one of the, let's say, 7 principles of Stephen Covey, is the beginning with the end in mind. So ano ba yung end game? What do you want to achieve out of it? I think you always have to start with that goal. Yeah? And then you establish the steps to be able to reach a certain goal. For example, you want to, let's say, build a compliance culture. You want to increase the compliance culture of people in a certain country, where there's still a lot of corruption, a lot of kickbacks and commissions. So then you have to define that as your goal, and then you have to work towards, what do? You do more contracts training, more compliance training, so more refresher training on this. And at the same time, you have to establish procedure on, for example, increase due diligence. Minimum three service provider contracts or bids, right, for particular contracts, to make sure that you capture any, let's say, irregularities, that one company is being favored over the others, that may be connected to one of your staff. So then you have that goal, and then you work several steps back to be able to meet that end in mind, that goal. So those maybe 2 things that I could think of at the moment. But of course, there are more, right?